To fill the abundance of blank wall space in my bedroom, I decided to make this RGB channel logo to occupy the portion of the wall above my two monitors. The build itself takes around 2 hours and a total of 25 hours of 3D printing time. To build your own, you'll need a 3D printer, a piece of plywood flatboard, and a set of RGB strips. The project begins with staining the front face of the plywood flatboard. I used a dark chestnut stain which gives the wood a dark brown look, which did a phenomenal job at bringing out the lines in the board. The reason I went with plywood and not mahogany or walnut is because while plywood has a less desirable finish, it offsets those qualities with its low weight and cheap price. The dimensions of the board I used are 2 foot by 2 foot, a 1/4 inch thick unfinished plywood flatboard, which is the perfect size for my logo. For reference, my monitor is 27 inches wide. I went with my channel logo for the faceplate. Using an online SVG converter, I transformed the JPEG file into an SVG, then with the SVG I brought it into Fusion 360 to create it into a 3D mesh that I can slice and 3D print. I printed my design at a 0.2mm layer height in a gray filament and the border in a black filament with a few layers of semi-gloss primer/paint, which did an excellent job at hiding the imperfections of the print. I found that printing the face downwards gives a smoother finish, especially for people printing on glass or smooth PEI sheets. Unfortunately, if your 3D printer has a PEI sheet that has any type of design or graphics, they tend to transfer over, so like I mentioned previously, with a few coats of spray paint, that fixes the problem. To attach the prints, I discovered that a quick dry superglue works better than screws, as more often than not, the screws free spin in place due to the fact that most prints are hollow. I've always wanted to play around with addressable RGB strips, so this project gave me the perfect opportunity to do just that. The strip I went with is a 2 meter long WS2812 addressable RGB strip with an internet controlled strip controller. Aside from standard Google Home integration functions, the iOS app has functions such as color programming, sequence programming, music sync, and timer functions, allowing me to do things like, "Okay Google, turn on my bedroom."
Got it. Turning on 4 things.
"Okay Google, turn off my bedroom."
Alright, turning off 4 things.
To hide the controller, I designed a compartment to hide the wires and printed it out in an Econofill PLA. This was actually the product of my carelessness for ordering an RGB strip that was a 1/4 of a meter too short, but ended up being a good thing as I had no prior plans as to where the controller would go. To mount the finished product, I used a sawtooth mount, which is commonly used to mount canvases on walls, but in my case it works excellent. Along with the sawtooth command strip holder, I can attach it to drywall without any permanent damage when I eventually decide to remove it. The wires remain visible as the only way to hide it would be to drill 2 walls into the wall, so I made another design to keep the wires straight as they fall down. In conclusion, I loved how this turned out. It looks awesome and fits the decor of my bedroom with my PC and the already present RGB lights. Let me know what you think below. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and also, thank you for 10,000 views on my e-bike video. When I started this channel, I could have never imagined that something I made would be interesting enough to be viewed 10,000 times. So really, thank you. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye bye.